What role did the Women's Football Association play in overturning the ban?
What role? Well, nobody else was doing it. Is that concise enough?
On the 5th of December 1921, the FA banned ladies' football.
Historically, it's interesting to note that man landed on the moon before the Football Association's 1921 ban was lifted.
Well, I think that puts it in perspective for all of us, doesn't it?
It's just madness. Can't believe it, really. Crazy. I can't believe the fact that that was, that quote's even true.
When I was a kid, there wasn't even women's football as far as I was concerned. There was no football structure, there was no leagues.
We couldn't go anywhere without getting the ban lifted.
We played on pitches that were mud fields.
We couldn't play home games, we had no pitch.
We had to put our own nets up, and usually with electrician's tape. We had to get changed in cars.
So we had to get them to lift it. And fortunately, individuals within the Football Association were powerful enough to persuade the council eventually to do that. First of all, we were a group of clubs, and then we formed the WFA, which meant that we could then hire a pitch from the local council.
The WFA were the primary people for actually getting women's football on the map.
Never any thought that we were doing something of historic interest. By now we had the South East of England League and we had the beginnings of the National Cup competitions.
For so long you weren't allowed to do anything, and then these people came along who believed in it.
Pat Gregory, she was like honorary secretary of the WFA.
Pat Gregg really is an icon. She was the one that really we all looked up to. She didn't really like the limelight. She was quite happy to stay in the background and be the unsung hero, really.
If somebody tells you you can't do something, then you just do it. Or you find a way to do it.
She did rule with an iron fist, yeah. She did. We were all a little bit scared of Pat.
I wouldn't cross her now, as I wouldn't cross her then. At the end of the day, the WFA actually gave us the vehicle to go and play football.
The girls playing for England in the 70s were paying their own way.
You love football, that was as simple as that. You wanted to play football. You wanted to show people that women could play football. They weren't just behind the sink.
We did endless jumble sales, raffles.
It was all for the love of the game. We didn't get paid anything at all.
They'll have had no social life, they'll have been playing and working when they're not playing.
I just feel fortunate now that I'm one of them players that can actually play full time. I'm living the dream.
Thank God those people came along, because if they hadn't have done, how long would it have taken? How many more trips to the moon would there have been?